Hey guys, Zen here, and finally, Rainbow Six Siege enters its 7th year here with a brand new operator in Season 1 that's bringing a kunai knife-like gadget. Ubisoft have finally revealed an early look at the next operator and are prepared to take the main stage and blow open the gates of what's being called the biggest year in Siege's history. There's also what I think is a secret message if you look a little bit deeper into a trailer that was recently released, and that 1.5 months has flown by. And so they have an update on the health of Siege right before the massive content drop. And so guys, make sure you're subscribed to this channel with your notifications set to all because there's a lot to hear about and I'll be here for everything. But quickly, I want to thank R6 Tracker for sponsoring our video. Guys, R6 Tracker is the best overlay for Siege that shows you all the metrics you need to improve. Once you get it installed, you're able to bring up the dashboard and comb over every little detail of your performance. You're able to see up-to-date graphs of how you performed over a recent time frame in all of the competitive playlists in the game. And you also get a full breakdown of each of the operators and your stats with each one. Now, once the match starts, you'll see the live match stats that update as the game progresses in real time, and there's some interesting information at a glance. There's stuff like headshot percentage and even your overall chance of winning, so you can gauge the overall balance of each team. On top of that, you can look up any player in Rainbow Six Siege using the search feature. Just type their name in the search bar and you'll see their KD, their win rate, and even their seasonal ranks. And guys, the whole thing is customizable and easy to set up to your personal playstyle. And so guys, click the link at the top of the description and go download R6 Tracker 100% for free today and get ready for year 7. And year 7 begins with Demon Vale. Season 1 kicks off with a brand new operator and an all new roadmap starting here with the release of Demon Vale. There's the new operator alongside this art of the Japanese version of a demon, or better known as an Oni in the region, and the flavor text from the tweet reads, "It's almost time to come out of the shadows." Now, they do a phenomenal job with the key art each season, and that's no different here. But that's not all. There's also this, the next gadget coming to Rainbow Six Siege and Demon Vale, and with it, they say, a blade can sever and stick and scar. A knife can cut or crease or create. Don't the simplest tools have the most imaginative uses? Now, for me, there is a lot more going on with this dagger than initially seen. For starters, it's modeled after a kunai knife, which is a weapon ninjas and warriors in Japan used for stealth kills, and they also throw them to deal damage from a distance. Here, though, it's been hollowed out, and it seems there's something inside of it. Down near the bottom are some screw holes, like this thing has been sealed shut, and so for me, I see a dual purpose. On the one hand, a throwing knife, something that could down in one throw and requires excellent precision to be used effectively. On the other hand, another use that adds more utility throughout the round. During year 6, we got operators that were very straightforward. Florist, Thunderbird, Osa, and Thorn all have their place in the meta, but it's usually for a single purpose. Operators that can handle multiple jobs don't pop up a lot. Think Sophia or Twitch. They're so powerful because of everything they're capable of, and so one here for year 7 is very interesting. Now, the last and most obvious point is that for Season 1, we're headed back to Japan. The Oni, the kunai, and the key art are all Japanese inspired, and so our next operator and theme here will be from that region. We'll learn more about specifically Demon Vale on Friday the 19th, and then there's the full reveal for year 7 right after on the 20th. Next up is probably just as important as the reveals themselves, but as promised, Ubisoft delivered on the 1.5 month update on the cheating situation in Siege. So just between November and this past January, they've been able to ban over 3,000 idle botters. They also announced a first for this problem and will be bringing in a team member that will focus on hacker reports outside of the game. So the tool for reporting players in-game has always been a bit of a sore spot for the community because there's not always a ton of feedback when you send one in, and for a lot of people, it can feel like throwing paper to the wind. Like, it's just not satisfying. But what a lot of people do is, if they're in a game with a cheater, they record clips of what's going on and move outside of the game to get eyes on them. Things like Twitter or Instagram, and reaching out to Ubisoft support because it's very obvious what these players are doing and there's hardcore evidence of cheating taking place. If you've ever done that, then there's a long pipeline of people who need to accurately move that report down a corporate chain before the Siege guys can handle it. And so they're putting someone in that position that will handle all of these kinds of reports, which should dramatically speed things up. The important part here is that as a cheater, you always have that monkey on your back that people are recording you, and eventually it will come back around to haunt you. They also recently announced phone verification being a requirement for ranked, and they added that they're working with a third party to keep up with spoofing technology. Then they pass the baton over to you. Here's exactly what you should do if you encounter a cheater in Siege, and they recommend using the match replay system as a reference for past games. So for me, this is the most aggressive I have ever seen Rainbow get at protecting their players and keeping the game healthy. Not only are there new features like phone verification here, but these updates every 1.5 months are super transparent and help keep everyone in the know. But you know, the tail end of year 5 and all throughout year 6 didn't have it so easy. Players weren't super happy about dropping an operator per season, and with absolutely no new maps in almost 3 years, there just wasn't a ton of excitement around this now 7-year-old game. Everyone felt it, including the people behind the scenes, and recently they released a trailer for the 6th Invitational that gave me chills because I really felt like there's an important message hidden below. Just listen.
There are questions that only you can answer. What are you striving for? What path will you take to get it? This last year has been challenging, but you're here, ready for what's next. It won't be easy, it never is. The world is a dangerous and unforgiving place, you know that. Learn from the hardship. Take it with you when you go. That's why we do this. Trust in your team, your brothers and sisters in arms, old and new. They'll be there for you. Rivals, enemies, know the difference, but never let your guard down. Progress isn't always about winning. Victory can come in many forms. So I'll ask again, what's your path to victory?
So yeah, it's a competition and we've all experienced a tough year, gamer and non-gamer alike. But what this trailer lays out to me is that Rainbow Six Siege plans to beat the odds and push through. It's the most self-aware I think they've ever been, and it's humbling to know they're looking forward and ready to keep producing. Look, even if it's a trailer only made to hype the invite, I think there is a solid narrative tied to it that should be reassuring to anyone who still wants to invest in Rainbow Six Siege. I feel like a lot of people are returning to it, and there's a ton of hype around this next full year of content. But that's it, guys. There is still a lot to gather from the reveal of year 7, and so make sure you're subscribed with notifications so you can be here for all of it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Hey, I'm out.